Flosstube, it's Valerie. It's Stitching in the Barn, and today is Thursday, September 4th. So I'm a little bit late in saying this, but happy Labor Day to everybody in the States who celebrates. Labor Day should be celebrated all over the world because everybody's working, but you know, here in the U.S. it means a lot of family gatherings and picnics and barbecues and fireworks. And I don't know if you know this, it was a federal holiday. It became officially a federal holiday in 1894. So we've been doing this barbecue picnic thing for a long time. Let's see, since we last talked, we took our daughter to college. That all went very well. I was given a big black boot to wear because I think I have a stress fracture in my foot. I was a little bit naughty and did not wear it when we were walking around campus. So I am paying the price because it's sore and swollen now. But I'm dutifully wearing my boot, and I go to the doctor next week, so hopefully she'll say it's mending. My daughter seems happy and well settled. She likes her classes. She has met nice people, and she's having fun. So what more can you ask for? So we piggybacked. My husband had some work. Clients he needed to visit. So we thought, well, we'll have a little fun, you know. So we dropped her off at school in Ohio, and then we carried on to Michigan. I'd never been to Michigan before, so I was thrilled to go, and it's very pretty. And it felt like Pennsylvania in the time of season. Like, it still felt summery, but it was starting to transition. You could see a few leaves drying up and falling a little bit, and the fields looking a little yellower, not so green, although there was plenty of green. So it really was the end of August and felt very much like the end of August. Now it's starting to feel September. I don't know if we're getting some residual effects of Dorian, which is creeping up the East Coast, the horrible storm, but you know, we're not going to be hit badly at all. I'm much more concerned about the people in Florida and the Carolinas and the Bahamas, but in Pennsylvania, we're just going to get some rain tomorrow, I think. And the temperatures have dropped about 10 degrees from yesterday. I can feel it dropping today, and then tomorrow they said it's going to be about 10 degrees cooler. So that's what's going on in my neck of the woods. I will say that on the way to Michigan, I did get to go to the Craft Gallery in Findlay, Ohio, and boy, oh boy, was that fun. The owners are absolutely charming. I was completely beholden to my husband's work meeting schedule, and so he graciously said, you can have about half an hour here. We got to hit the road because I'm meeting people at such and such a time. So we nipped in, and he had fun chatting to them as well. They are just delightful, just totally charming, and their shop is wonderful. And I was thrilled that I even got to see it at all, and I would love to have gone touchy-feely all through their racks of fabrics. But I just knew I didn't have time, and I hadn't prepared ahead of time. Like, I didn't have a specific project in mind that I wanted to buy fabric for, but next time I go, which I'm hoping will be later this month, I'll tell you about that. But I'm hoping to go back and spend some time and really choose some nice fabrics because they have a beautiful selection. So I'll show you what I got there. I got one pattern which is going to be secret for now. But the other pattern I got, I've liked this for a long time, and I saw it and I thought, oh, I'll just get this. Autumn's Bouquet by Brenda Gervais. I just love the little squirrel and his acorns. So I got that. And I got a couple flosses that I needed for something else I was working on. And I got some Dames of the Needle pom-pom trim, which I thought was a good sort of autumnal color. I should say it's Paula and Carlton Fruth are the owners of the Craft Gallery, and they were so much fun to talk to. And one other thing I got that pattern, I got a mystery pattern, and I got some flosses, but then I bought some ballpoint needles, which I can't wait to try. I got size, what did I get? I got size 28, but they're ballpoint, and I think I'm going to try using them on some lower count fabric. I don't think I'm going to use them with my 36 and above. I might use them on 32s, but I do, you know, like 28, 30, 32. I will probably try them on those, and I can't wait to try them. I gotta put them somewhere safe so I don't lose them, because I just have them in this cute little pink bag, but they could fall out of that. So that was really successful. I forgot to show you also that I finished Miss Bingley, and I will insert a photograph. I ended up taking Miss Bingley's library to Carolyn DeLong at Just Cross Stitch, and she's the most local cross stitch shop to me, and I knew time was really of the essence. And she did a beautiful job, a lovely frame that looks to me quite appropriate for the period. I guess it's the Regency period, Jane Austen, and it feels quite Regency to me. So I'll put in one picture of the finished work framed, and then I'll put in one picture of how my daughter has it propped up in her dorm room. So she seemed really pleased, and I thought it looked cute in her dorm room, so I was very excited and happy that she took it with her. And as I said, you know, I think she's going to be an English major, so having that quote about having an excellent library, I thought was appropriate. So all good, all good, all good. I am supposed to be participating this month in 2 SALs. Well, only one am I really supposed to be participating in. Barb and Leanne of Lost and Floss and I am supposed to be hosting a Shakespeare's Peddler Antique Locks and Keys Stitch Along. And the hashtag for that is Locks and Keys, all one word spelled out. So LOCKSANDKEYSSAL. Not ampersand, don't use ampersand. I have the floss, I have the fabric, and I cannot find the pattern. I had 2, and I gave one away as a giveaway, and now, don't you know, I can't find my own. So that's where we are. I think I'm just here to be an example for anybody who's interested in participating in these stitch-alongs, that it doesn't matter when you join, it doesn't matter how much after the event you decide I'm going to do this and it'd be fun. Just don't let it worry you, because think of me, I haven't started yet. I was going to just go buy another one, and then I thought, that's just crazy. I know it's here somewhere. I'm blaming my poor dear husband, who said, oh, it'd be nice if you tidied up before we went on our trip, so that when we came home, the house would look, you know, halfway decent. And so I thought, oh, okay. So I think I, you know, did my usual trick of gathering and bagging and stuffing and hiding. And I don't know where it is. I cannot find it. But it's here somewhere. So I shall persevere, and I will find it. So I'm a big boo, loser, failure. Sorry, Barb and Leanne. I will join in when I can, and keep you posted on that one. The other one that I want to participate in is, I think Kitten Stitcher, Teresa, started this. And it's Sampler September. Hashtag Sampler September. And you're supposed to be working on a sampler. And so what I decided to do was pull out one that I had started from, it must have been Stitch Mania, and I was supposed to be doing it as a stitch along with my dear friend Karen from Denmark. Sorry, Karen. So I thought I will pull that out as my sampler, but I have it. Gosh, I'm so disorganized. If there was a prize for disorganization, I think I would clinch it. Anyway, I will have to go find that and insert it and show it to you. I pulled that out and I started working on that again for my September sampler stitch along. Other things I'm working on. You know what? I'm missing a bag. I'm going to have to pause this and go upstairs because this is craziness. I'll show you one of my whips anyway. I've got 2 that I wanted to show you. First one is Holiday Inn by Brenda Gervais. 2 little witches in the house. And I said, oh, this isn't going to take long because it's not full house coverage. It's just the outline. Wrong. It's taken me a long time. I don't know why. Well, I do know somewhat. My colors, and I'm only blaming the dye lots, were very different. So for instance, the witch's dress in this looks black. Well, it's supposed to be stitched with, hang on, wait for it. Excuse my licking my fingers. It's supposed to be stitched with wood trail. Well, my wood trail was very brown green in tone, and I did one whole witch's dress with it because it was a pretty color and it looked pretty against the fabric. And I thought, why did I keep going with this? It really isn't right. It looks pretty and it looked autumnal, but it certainly didn't look witchy, and it didn't stand out very well. This is my wood trail. Where am I? Why can't I find the place to show you? Here we go. That's my wood trail. And parts of it maybe would seem black or dark, like the part in the middle there. But mostly it came out sort of green and brown. So I substituted cast iron skillet, which is this. This is one of the ones I got at the craft gallery. That's what I was buying for at the craft gallery. I just grabbed a bunch of things that looked black because I knew I had the witch's dress, the cauldron, and the little cat to do. So that's cast iron skillet, gassed, sampler thread. Then the cauldron was supposed to be done in pelican gray. Well, here's my pelican gray, and it looked like silvery. It looked like a silvery cast iron skillet. I thought my cauldron should be darker than that. These old witches have had this for years, and they've been cooking up their brews in it, and it looked too light. I guess I should show you the actual thing I'm doing. Here's what I've got done so far. So I changed the dress and made it blacker. I changed the cauldron. The part that's lighter, I did do the pelican gray. The part that's darker, I added in some onyx by Gast, which is this. And it had kind of a grayish black tone to it. And I was too lazy to pull out what I'd done, so I tried to kind of just put it in here and there. And I don't know why I did this squiggly. I should maybe have just made a line going across. I think I was trying to be kind of, I don't know, heathery. I don't know that I'm going to change it. And the funny thing is, if you look closely, like the pumpkin top and the stems, I don't know if this is meant to be bittersweet. Like she's holding a bough of bittersweet, and then I have to put the leaves on there. But the color of the leaves is endive, like this. And part of it is so light that you can hardly see it. I love this fabric, but I'm thinking maybe it was a mistake to choose it. It's Brash by Picture This Plus, 32 count. And I loved it, and I thought it would be great for this Halloween-y thing, and I'm going to just leave it as it is because it's quite primitive, and I showed it to my husband. He said, oh, I love that it kind of all blends in together. It's kind of, you know, I don't know what he called it, but he liked the effect. So I'm going to plug away on this. I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm too lazy to pull it out or something. I mean, having pulled out her whole dress and having to redo it, I thought, well, no, I'm not going to mess more with the cauldron. I'm just going to leave it as it is. So then the little cat was also, I forget what he was supposed to be originally. I think he was, what was the cat? He was also wood trail. I thought, I don't want a green cat. So I picked for him black coffee. And that looks like this. It's just another shade of blackish gray. I'll put all these three together. So here's the little cat. So here are my three blacks that I'm using. cast iron skillet, black coffee, and onyx. You can see there is difference in them, but it's very subtle. So that's where I am with that. It's taking me a lot longer than I thought it was going to, but it's fun. I enjoy it. That's what it's all about. And that's what it's all about. Shoot me now. Oh dear. Okay, so I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go get my other whips and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. The next whip I'm working on is my old friend Farms of Hawk Run Hollow. I loved working on this. I was going great guns. I put it aside, I think, when Mania started and never got back to it because I did January, February, March, and then I got stuck on April. So I'm back to finishing April. I've shown you this before, but I changed it. So instead of saying Grammy Jane, what did it say? Grammy Jane's Apple Butter. It now says Grammy Jean, which is my mom's name. Apple pies, because she loved to make pies. I changed the color of her skirt because these are my mom's favorite colors. And I put a little pie with steam coming out of it. I don't know if you can see that. And I intend, I think, to change Hawk Run Farm. I'm going to pick this out if I have the energy once I finish the whole thing. Instead of saying Hawk Run Farm, it's going to say Armadale Farm, which is the name of my grandmother's family farm. So, been working on that. I just have to do some more flowers and some little apple trees, and then Grammy Jean is holding a big apple and a jar of apple butter. So that's fun. I like that, and I at least want to finish the Grammy Jean one before I put it aside again. All right. Ding, 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 I have a finish. I showed this on Instagram. I finished Plum Street Sampler. Come on. Penny Autumn. Loved stitching this, except when I made an error and then got mad at it and put it aside for a while. And then I relented and brought it out again and finished it. And it really was fun. I love the colors in this. I love everything about it. I love the penny rug around the edge. I love the little birds. I love the leaves. I love the sunflowers. I love the acorns. I love the house. I didn't love it when I made a mistake, but now I love it again. So here it is. I think I'll probably make this a little pillow, or I might mount it onto you know, something I have, like a basket or a little tin something. I wanted to show you in the Holiday Inn. If you look closely at the pattern, Brenda Gervais, all she's done is folded the edges under and done a little stitch around the edge. It's just a running stitch. It's not even a buttonhole stitch. Or, yeah, it's just a running stitch all the way around the edge. And it suits the sort of primitiveness of it. And you could just make this like a little mat and just toss it on a table and put some little Halloween-y things around it. I think that'd be really cute. So I might borrow that idea. Thank you, Brenda. See how that goes. And it'll, I mean, that would certainly be an easy finish, wouldn't it? Other things I want to show you. I'm trying to go quickly through crafty stuff because I feel like I usually talk at you too long about nonsensy stuff that has nothing to do with stitching, and I think people get fed up with me, so trying to stick to the program here. I got a lovely thank you card from Kathy, who was a winner of one of my giveaways. She won the coverlet chart and was so sweet to send me a note. Not necessary, you know, if you win something, take it and run. I'm thrilled for you. You don't have to write me, but that was very, very sweet and kind, and thank you. I appreciate that. I got my Lady Dot Creates Finishing Club packet from Crazy Annie Stitchin', and it's perfect autumnal things. It's spiced cider is the theme this month. See, this is all to encourage me to finish stuff myself, but see if that happens more. So look at some of the goodies here. We have 100% cotton velveteen in these gorgeous colors. Perfect for autumn. So I'm thrilled with those. Beautiful ribbon. Beautiful chenille trims. Perfect for autumn. Look at this cool ribbon. I love this. That would be really fun to either make a pillow and put this going halfway across, you know, and then maybe some other fabric at the top. Or you could even make a little bow out of this. Would be cute. You know, if you're doing some little schoolhouse thing, or I don't know, anything. It's just cute. It's got the, it's like a little tape measure ribbon, and you can make a cute little bow with it. This is a pretty ribbon too. I love this one. Look at this one. It's got a little stripe of gold in it. I thought that was very pretty. And then also included was this lovely little star, and I guess this is a little thread holder, Hart thread holder. So I will certainly find homes for those. I was very, very pleased with that this month. I thought that was lovely. I've been pleased with them every month, truthfully. I just haven't, I keep getting a big pile of things that I've finished, and I have not attempted to finish anything myself. The only thing I have ever finished myself is the exchange pillow for StitchCon, which I gave to my friend from Michigan. So that's the only thing I've ever finished myself. I'm gonna try and do more. I am blessed to know some very talented stitchers and finishers. So in the past I've always relied on them, but for certain little things I probably should try more to do it myself. I should save money, you know, got child number 3 in college, and you know, it's fun. And if it's not perfect, not perfect. But there are things that I know I will be sending away. Like if I ever complete a berry or other more complicated things. I'm going to let the experts handle those. Thank you very much. Okay. I got my Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, which is gorgeous. Love this. Love that. Love this. I'm just flipping through quickly, showing you a couple of things I love. That's Joyce Reed. Anyway, I just think this is a lovely magazine. I love getting this. I'm very happy to subscribe to this one. It's Deb who's the editor of this, and thank you, Deb. I love this magazine. So very pleased to have that. I got the new Rebecca Smith book, Exploring Folk Art with Wool, Applique, and More. And when I took that class in Lancaster, Rebecca said this book was coming out, so I was on a wait list. So the second it was published, it got mailed to me. Beautiful, beautiful things in here. Both wool applique and rug hooking and punch needle she's included. And I have written to her to ask about her punch needle, because there's one I would love to do, but when I look at the picture, it's particularly lush. And nowhere does she say how many strands of floss she uses. But I think it must be 6. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell. Look at that horse, little black pony with the sunflowers and the little penny rug thing at the bottom. I would love to do him, and it does not say how many strands she uses. So as soon as I hear back from them, I will let you know. I told you that the thing that I find fascinating about her wool applique is that for all her wool applique, as colorful as her things are, she really only uses 3 different colors of floss. A light brown, a dark brown, and I think the other one was like a cream color. So even for something like that, really the color is coming from the wool. So it really simplifies things. You know, with a Sue Spargo wool embroidery, you are tacking the wool down first onto your backing fabric with a color that a cotton thin thread that you match as closely as you can to the color of the felt so that the stitches become invisible. And then you take all kinds of colorful threads and wools and ribbons and embellish around all the wool pieces that you've stuck down, whereas for Rebecca's technique, you are buttonhole stitching everything that you put down, and that's how it's attached to the background, just by the buttonhole itself. So different, good to know different techniques, fun, you know, gives different results, different feelings, and I love them both, so happy to know all that. When I was staying with my cousin, she is having a new grandbaby, so that's very exciting, which leads me to my secret plans for the end of September. She's going to go see her new grandbaby be born. So we are going to, my husband and I are going to go back out to Ohio and babysit her dogs while she's away. And that's very exciting to me, that she's getting to have a new grandbaby, she's going to go see her family, and that we can take care of these lovely dogs she has. So I'm very happy about all that. Plus, I will get to see my daughter a little bit. I might get to go to Findlay, Ohio again, to the craft gallery. And I'm, of course, hoping to go to Keepsakes in Cincinnati. But in the meantime, my cousin was busy trying to make stockings for her new grandbaby. She had a little girl earlier this year, and now she's expecting another little boy to add to her tribe. So she was busy designing her own stockings, which, you know, she always says, "Oh, Valerie, you do such lovely things on linen, blah, 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 blah." And I'm thinking, no, you are so creative, because she designs them herself. Like the last one she did, she took the little girl's name and made the letters into circles. She took the little girl's name and made the letters into sort of circles of different colors and made it look like a snowman. It was so clever. And then she put little things to give the illusion of arms, and she gave a little snowman face and hat at the top and snow at the bottom or something. Anyway, it just turned out darling. And for her next baby, I think she's doing little boy's name and somehow making it look like a Christmas tree. So sort of deconstructed Christmas tree. And I thought that was so clever, and very proud of her. But anyway, she was going through her books to get ideas, and she said, "I have one here that you might want," and she said, "I will never use it." So she gave it to me. It's called Santa's Great Book, Leisure Arts, and it's got some wonderful designs in here. They're all sort of old-fashioned looking Santas, and I really like this book. A lot of it has a lot of color changes, but I was thinking instead of color change, you could just use variegated floss. Like, if you didn't want to do a lot of color change for that guy, just use variegated floss and go up and down or something, you know, make the stripes go up and down. You know, there's ways to simplify it. Or if you didn't want, like, the background to be so plain, just get a over-dyed fabric. Anyway, I thought these were very cute. So thank you. Thrilled to have that. I got my latest Dying to Stitch Club piece, which I can't wait to do. I think it's adorable. It's called George Decorates for Martha. And I just read on their website when they're going to open up the wait list. So if you would like to be in this next year, it said when they were going to open up the wait list, and just get your name on that wait list. Again, this is Paulette Stewart, Plum Street Samplers. Very cute. I hesitate to show it to you because it's not available yet to everybody, but you know, I think after a year they do open these up and produce them for anybody. So, you know, you can put it on a list if you know it's one that you probably are going to want. It's a very autumnal feeling. George is decorating with pumpkins for Martha. Sorry about the glare. I don't want to make all the crackly noise. Dum-de-dum-dum. Oh. From the Fat Quarter Shop. Now, you'll notice a trend here. I think I got this one from Shakespeare's Peddler, but I ordered a bunch of flosses because a long time ago I was showing you how I was working on Baby It's Cold Outside and my barn was positively pink and I need a good barn color. So I've ordered Old Red paint and barn door, which I think will be more appropriate for the two shades of the barn. And then I've discovered that two patterns I got both call for Old Red paint, so that's clearly, or barn door is clearly a common barn color. So maybe I want it to be slightly different, but I'll have to figure that out and let you know what I decide. This is Little House Needleworks, the Old Red Barn. Diane Williams, 2014, and this is Needle Bling Design Sunflower Barn. And does that have a date? Yes, 2019, so this is a new one. So I was very happy to get this, and then I also got, just because I was too lazy to go to the grocery store and get it myself there, the new Quilt Sampler magazine. I don't know if you guys are quilters at all, but Better Homes and Gardens has a quilt magazine that comes out, I think it might be like 8 times a year. It's like January, February, March, April, that sort of thing. But then about 4 times a year they also do a Quilt Sampler magazine where they visit quilt shops in different states, and I just love that. It's like total eye candy. As somebody said, when a Flosstuber owns a needle workshop, you get to see all the new stuff. Well, that's what happens with this. You get to visit all these different shops that you might never get to go to, but the photography is great and you see all kinds of things. In fact, I think that's where I first learned about Sue Spargo. In one of these Quilt Sampler magazines, they'd gone to a shop that featured a lot of her work and it was just hanging up in the background. They said casually, oh, and they also feature blah 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 Sue Spargo, and I was like, Sue Spargo, who's that? So I, in my quest to Marie Kondo my life, I think I'm getting rid of some of my quilting magazines, but I'm not getting rid of the Quilt Sampler ones because I just love the inspiration I get from them. Also, you get ideas for shops to visit if they're still in business when you get there. Sadly, a lot of them are not, but in each Quilt Sampler magazine, each shop that's featured also shows one of their patterns that they've created, and if you want, you can write to the shop itself or call them and get a kit. Like if you love this one, you could call the shop and they have kits available for whatever the design is that they submitted to go along with their being featured in this magazine. So I have been saving that to look at that till I showed you. So now I can open it up and drool on it. Shakespeare's Peddler. I got that one floss, and then Carol Saltbox Stitcher showed this pattern and the box, and that was that. So this is Blackbird Designs, Casting a Spell, and I can't wait to do this. When we were in Ohio, my cousin took me to a Hobby Lobby there because we do not have them here in Pennsylvania. We're starting to get them. There are 2 that are about, each one of them is about an hour drive from me. So needless to say, do not go there. I've never been to one. When my son was in upstate New York going to college, we used to stop in at one there. So that's something else I would enjoy visiting while we're dog sitting in Ohio. But anyway, this is the pattern, and Carol had said she was maybe going to leave this piece out and just put a piece of clear plastic or something in there and then fill it up with candy corn. I might just do it and put the candy corn on top of it. You know, put a little piece of plastic on or something down first, but I love that. And then I couldn't resist this. Birds of a Feather Halloween icons. Aren't they fun? Black Cat, Jack-o'-lantern, and Wicked Witch. And they're so funny. There's nothing really wicked about them. They're quite amusing. I like them. Then, when I was at my daughter's college, we of course went into the bookstore, and there was a big rack of books that were marked way down. They were selling cheaply, and look what I found. Traditions from Elm Creek Quilts. Elm Creek books there's a series of novels, and they have a quilting theme, and each one in this book has some reference to the book or place mentioned in the book or one of the books or people. So that's fun. I have only read like one or two of them, but there were some nice patterns in here. And I thought, how nice. I love this one. Look at that. So as soon as I get the electricity working in the barn again, all the outlets where my sewing things are went kaput when we had that big storm where we lost a lot of tree limbs. And we've been so busy like packing my daughter and getting her moved and going out on a business trip and everything. We haven't even had an electrician come in yet, so that's on my list to do. And then I want to get quilting again. I'm in the mood. And then I could finish my cross stitch too. So all good. Last bit of haul, I believe. Stuff I ordered from the Bobbie Sampler. My pals in, what's the official address there? It is Glen Mills, Pennsylvania. You've seen these 100 times, but couldn't resist. Hickety Pickety, Brenda Gervais. It's like a Brenda Gervais fan club meeting. Boo to you, Brenda Gervais. So cute. Holiday Hoopla. And Gone Backy. Now, I did get the 32 count Kermit Picture This Plus for this one. This one calls for 36 count, and I don't know if I do it on 36 count, it won't fit in. I mean, if I don't do it on 36 count, it probably won't fit on my little 3-inch hoop. Like, it might come out bigger. I could do the math and figure it out myself, couldn't I? Just the thought of it makes me tired. I could call and ask them and say, if I do this and this on the same fabric, will this not fit in its hoop? My little friends down there will tell me, I'm sure. I did order some 36 Kermit, and it hasn't come in yet. It's not like I don't have other stuff to do. Yes. I'm giving you too many insights into how my fetid little brain works. I was going to show you a funny thing. Oh. Here is my sampler September that I was going to insert. I think I'll just show it to you now. And you'll be confused when you watch this. And then you'll be in good company with me. I'm always confused. This is this is Brickhouse Sampler, again Brenda Gervais. And this is the one that I was going to do with Karen from Denmark. And I fell far behind. And she finished it with blazing glory. I mean, hers is magnificent. So, Karen, you're inspiring me. I'm going to try to follow in your footsteps. I have a piddly little start. Not much more done than when I started in Stitch Mania. But here it is. I will say in my defense that I think I'm doing this on 56 count linen. curse that Jen's stitching niche because that's what she was doing, and I followed right along like a little Pavlov's dog or something. To tell you the truth, when I'm in reasonable lighting, if I take my glasses off, as I say, when I do this, I can see this. It's not that bad. So, I told a lie. It's 46 count beach walk is what the fabric is. It's not 56. Who am I kidding? It's 46. But I still think that's fairly impressive that I can see 46. So, you know, when I'm in the mood, it's quite fun to do. It's kind of like sewing 28 count 1/1. You get intimidated by it, and then you do it, and it's actually a very pleasant experience. As long as you can see, if you have light or if you need magnification. If you've got the magnification, then, you know, it's really no different from sewing on anything else. If you're ever straining or getting a headache or, you know, making mistakes because you really can't see, no, that's no fun. But if you get the right tools and you're enjoying it, it's very pleasurable. So, giveaway. Let me go get the giveaway. Okay, and for the prize winner from last time, it was a Lizzie Kate Spring Smalls, number 190, Spring Bloom Bunny Buzz. And the winner was Deborah Butler, and her favorite Easter candy was Reese's, I think it was Reese's chocolate-covered peanut butter eggs. So congratulations, Deborah. Get in touch with me. I'll link below. Either private message me on Instagram or email me or, you know, all those good ways you can get in touch with me. And I will pop this in the mail to you. I'm delighted that you won. I'm sorry that it's heading into fall and I'm giving you a spring pattern, but that's the breaks. You can hang on to it till spring if you like, or you can stitch it in the doldrums of winter and make yourself feel like you're thinking about spring and bunnies and flowers and cute little bee things. So anyway, I have a more seasonally appropriate giveaway for next time. And going through my stash, I realized I have not one but two of these. Now, remember, this is last year's. This is not the current issue. This is last year's cross-stitch Halloween 2018 collector's issue magazine. So maybe you've all seen this or you already have it, but if you didn't get it and you would like to have it, it has some cute things in it. You know, enough that it warrants getting the magazine, I think. Not always so sure about some of these magazines because, you know, you might, well, you know, if you like one or two patterns, it's worth the cost, I guess. But anyway, this is going to be free. So if there's anything in here you like, then you should be good. And I think there were some cute. I'll show you the one that I would like to do because I have this pattern. I mean, I have this magazine. I have another copy of it. I like that one. Surprise. That is Nicoletta Farotto. I'm not saying that properly, probably. Of Nikki's Creation. And I just thought that was very cute. And so I would like to stitch that one. But there's probably lots more in here if I took the time to look through it carefully. And I would like to send this out to one of you. So, 2018, last year's cross-stitch Halloween magazine. Tell me your favorite Halloween costume you ever wore if you went trick-or-treating, and if you didn't go trick-or-treating, tell me your favorite Halloween candy, because I'm sure even if you weren't out trick-or-treating, you probably ate candy around Halloween. I mean, you can't help it. It was everywhere. When I was little, they would have it in the schools, and now, of course, they don't. They have healthy things, which is better, but not quite as much fun. Oh, here's another cutie. I like this little pumpkin hat one. And there's lots of cute ones. Actually, all of these are cute. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. I just sort of had forgotten what was in that magazine because it's been a year since I looked at it. But that's all for now, except I thought it would be fun to show you. This is kind of a Save the Stitches. Well, it won't be saved if I can't find it. But, you know, I said I've never designed anything. That's not entirely true because when I was in, I think it was 8th grade, we had to do a huge Elizabethan project for our history class. And it was one of those things where you had to pick a bunch of essays, and you also had to do things outside essay writing. Like I remember one girl's very athletic, and she did the sort of tumbling that a jester would do. So we put on this big medieval, well, it wasn't medieval, it was Elizabethan pageant at the end of it all, and we invited parents, and so the jester came tumbling in, and then the king and queen and the court, and then we showed off the extra stuff we'd done. Some people cooked, you know, they looked up Elizabethan recipes and cooked mutton in beef suet or something. I don't remember what. I mean, we were only 8th grade, so clearly their parents helped them with that. But what I picked for mine was embroidery. And I had started this. It was supposed to look like a little Elizabethan garden. So here's what I had done. And I looked at it, I found it, and I thought, you know, that wasn't half bad. It was supposed to be like a formal Elizabethan garden. And, you know, I kind of had drawn like a little building back here and the wall, and then a little fountain in the middle. And then I did a whole bunch of French knots for the flowers. So clearly I didn't finish in time, but I must have submitted it like a work in progress by an Elizabethan lass or something, I probably called it, and got away with it. I think I got full credit for that. It was an attempt anyway. It gave the effect, shall we say. So anyway, I'm sorry I was so scatty and all over the place this time, and I don't know. I will put in some pictures from our trip to Michigan because we saw a lovely sunset on Lake Michigan, absolutely gorgeous, and some other pictures maybe from Craft Gallery in Findlay, Ohio, and, you know, our trip to Ohio, and, you know, now it's time to sort of get going. I wanted to come back and totally Marie Kondo the whole house, but with the big black boot on my foot, I've been, you know, stomping around, not doing much in the way of cleaning and sorting. It will wait for me, I'm sure of that. Next time I see you, I think I plan to have some new starts because why not? Maybe I'll even have found the locks and keys and can participate in the SAL, and I'll show you. Maybe I'll stick that on. If I find it, I'll go, Eureka, and put it on Instagram. But you can find me on Instagram. I'm Stitching in the Barn there. And I don't post very often because I've been naughty and lazy, but I will try and get better. In the meantime, I feel like I missed you all. It's been crazy busy, and things I think will settle down a little bit now, we shall see. And, you know, lots of ideas going forward and exciting things. And I wish you all good things. So take care. Bye.